Hello everyone. In this tutorial I am going to cover that how we can validate the Angular form. Previously, like I have covered that how we can secure Angular application using JWT token, and before that also I have covered that how we are going to call that external services, and then accordingly we can call those things like call the basically JWT token, and we can use this one. In this tutorial I am going to cover the next step of it. Like previously, if you have seen, I am starting the application. Once it will start, then I will show you that currently we have not implemented any kind of validations. Only what we have checked that form value dot username and the password. If it is empty, then we can say the wrong credentials. But to showing the inline messages and all those things, like instead of showing, it will show the alert, but instead of showing the alert messages, how we are going to show those things. So ng sub. So now we are going to cover this one. So before going to the adding the validations and all those things, so basically just try to understand there is basically two types of forms. One is the template driven form and another one is the reactive form. So here we are using that reactive form. Reactive form basically can be used if we are going to import this reactive form module, then we are going to use this reactive form. This type of forms, actually reactive forms, basically is used to in certain scenarios when we want to add dynamic input form controls to our model, to our form data model. The whole form control handling is taken by the file or it's a component class. So here you can see that this component class we are handling all the things over here. One way to create the reactive form is like we need to create the instance of this form group that we have created over here, and another one is to using the form builder, but here we have used the form group for getting the fields and all those things information over here. This belongs to this package, like this @Angular form package, form control, form group and the reactive form module. These are all belongs to the forms package. So here in this code, basically if you see that we have used this reactive form and also like we have used the form group over here. So next we will talk about that validations in the Angular form. So for that, if as we are using this reactive form modules over here, so it's having some kind of the inbuilt method. So if I like open the form now, so if you see that if we open this, then it will showing this one. Here if we click, then it will showing the wrong credential, but instead of that we need to display those inline messages over here. Like if we are not providing this email, then it will show here like please provide the valid email, or if it's a username or password. So in this way we can put or we can provide some kind of messages over here. So how we are going to add it means achieve those things. So like it's actually having some inline validators or inbuilt validators. Actually those validator class, these validators actually belong to this form package, Angular form package. From here it's actually having some kind of the built-in validation that can be used, we can use over here in the reactive forms. Like required means this validation makes the user input, the whatever the input we have provided into the from the UI, this is mandatory. If they have not provided anything, that means we need to give some, it will give some messages. Then min length, it will like we need to give some whatever they are giving, like any input feel valid, then we need to, it will suffice the need like minimum length what we are going to give, maximum length. Email, for email validation there is a inbuilt email minimum and the maximum. Now we'll explain that, we will show you in the here like how we are going to like use those things over here. So for that, as you can see over here, like here we are having these two field, username, there it's rename it to username and then password. Okay, so here in the form control actually we need to use that validator. Okay, let's say validators, you can see that validators, it's a inbuilt dot required. Okay, similar kind of things we can also defining for this password also, validators dot required. Okay, so once we have given these things, then we need to like means we need to put some conditions over here for showing the message. Like let's say here we need to display this is required, same for this password also. Okay, now if we go into the portal, then if we like here, if we refresh this one, then you can see these messages are coming, right? But we need to like show only like we have touch over here or something. Like once we are putting some input or we have clicked under this text box, then only we need to display this message, correct? Before that we don't need to display. So for that we need to like write some kind of logic over here. Okay, so how we are going to write this one? Let's say at the rate if we need to use over here. Okay, okay, here what condition we need to write? Like user form, this is the form name. Like if you see over here, this is the form name over here, this is the user form. Okay, dot controls. Okay, controls, because these are comes under the controls. Then here what fields we need? Username. Okay, dot errors. If it is not null, then we will take this required. If this is true, then only like we are going to display this span. Okay, and here basically we need to use some kind of div and like CSS, so that we can like use some. Okay, let me format it, and under this CSS over here we need to create this one, dot text hyphen danger, and here we need to like give the color and the font size over here. Okay, let's say font size is 12. Okay, now if we go to the browser again, now again if you see, okay, why it is not coming? Yeah, I was writing in a wrong place basically, so instead of that I need to add this one over here, right? This one, because we are working for this username currently. So now if we see, okay, it's showing some error, looks like. Here, okay, actually this div is not required, that's why it's showing the wrong one. Okay, now it will build successfully, then we can see from the browser like yeah, now it is saying that this is required, right? Okay, but if you notice this one, that we are not doing anything but still this one showing. So that means until we are not touch anything in the form basically in this particular box, then it should not appear. So for that we need to write another conditions over here, like until like username dot control, this one dot touch, touched, and this one. Okay, if both is true, then only we will see that this is required, right? Now if we open the browser, then now you see that message is not coming, but once we have you click this one, then it is coming, this is required, right? Similar things we need to apply for this one also, like this for the password, but here instead of the username it will be a password form control name. Okay, this one will be password. Okay, so this is similar kind of things will work for this password also. Now here we can also like add the multiple validators. Here if we only added this one, but here let's say in case of the password maybe, so we can add another validators, means multiple validators also we can say, like the minimum length should be, let's say it's a 5 or 6 or maybe 4. Okay, that validation also we can add. Once we are adding this multiple, so it should be under the one array, so that's why we need to like give this third bracket. Okay, so now if we see this one, if we open this one, okay, so now actually if we go over here, showing some error. Page is loaded now. Let's open the F12 so that we can see the issues, that is not available, is failed. Okay, compilation failed looks like. Let us rebuild this one. So once we are rebuilding this, then it should work actually. We just did some kind of the basic modifications over here. Okay, yeah, now it is coming. So again you can see that password is also here not coming, but now we see this is record. But now say we have pressed only the 3. Now if we click, so it's not working. It should work. Let's see why it's not working. So okay, here basically we need to add this one, like the minimum length, so that's why actually it's not working over here. So like similar kind of things that we required over here. So here we need to use this min length, minimum length. Okay, this attribute we need to add over here. Now if we go over here, so if you see that, now you can see like if 2, but if we press more than 4, then it will gone, right? So that means in this way basically it is working, right? So here we need to add this one. So this is the like thing, that basic, that how we are going to like add the validations and providing the inline messages over here. So that also needed, because without validation, if we push the data into the server, so it will maybe give us some kind of the wrong information or wrong calculation. So better to provide the front-end validations using this this kind of validators, or maybe we can also create the custom validator over here. So these are the just kind of basic validation, that how we can add validations, form validation using the reactive form module. So this is all about this, that how we are going to add the validations over here. Those validation we can add in a multiple places, like login, registration, any other forms over there. We need those kind of validations, so we can add those validations. Okay, so this is actually all about that how we can validate the Angular form using this in a reactive form using the inbuilt validators. Next I will show you like how we can pass this whatever the token we have generated, that we can store into the local storage. While after the login, if we try to call some another API, then how we need to pass this JWT token into the next services. So this is all about this one. If you guys have anything, please do let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please press the bell icon for further notification. Thanks for your time. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.